I was calling him a bitch, and I was feeling bad because I was like, oh, this is his redemption arc. He's gonna shoot the monster. Shot Wei Ying as a sacrifice so that they could escape. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we're back with another episode of modaozushi. It's been a while since the last recording I made, so apologies if pronunciations, names, locations, whatever, have escaped me since the last time I may have gotten them right. We come back as we normally do with comments, notes, and a board, and as always, let's start off with the board first. As with the board, we get the board changelog, where I added Wen Zhu, Wang Lingzhao, Lu Qingyang, and Wen Zhu Li. And as always, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing these. Feel free to throw in a pronunciation guide where you want. I can't promise I will get it right. I marked Lan Corin as dead. I connected Wen Zhu to Lan Zan and Lan Corin with a red line. I connected Wang Lingzhao to Wen Chao with a purple line. I connected Lu Qingyang to Wang Lingzhao with a red line. I connected Wang Zhu Li to Wen Chao with a green line. I connected Wen Chao to Lu Qingyang with a red line and with a purple arrow from him to her. I connected Wei Ying to Lu Qingyang with a green line. I connected Lan Zan to Jin Zixuan to Lu Qingyang with a green line. I connected Su Shu to Lu Qingyang with a white line, and then to Lan Zan with a red line. I connected the Jin Zixuan to Wen Chao with a red line, and then I changed the white line connecting Wei Ying to Wen Chao to red. So that is all the updates to the board. So let's go ahead and hit up the notes. So going back over the history we learned from episode 1 till now, Wei Ying is considered the Yiling Patriarch according to the first episode's narrator. The Yiling clan isn't a clan that we've met yet, but evidently it had enough power to contribute a lot to the Sunshot campaign, which also hasn't happened yet. It shows that he isn't taking over the Jiang clan, as assumedly Jiang Cheng is going to be that beloved brother that will destroy his home. I've also corrected my timeline, I think, to reflect what years we've actually seen. I must have been confused when I listed a 12th year of the reign of Zhuangzhang, as it was likely derived from the confusing way that episode 1's narrator went, as he goes from 25th year to 13th years later to 20 years ago. I think I must have disregarded the 13 years later thing and just subtracted 13 from 25 for some reason. Either way, my correct timeline only has 4 real dates at the moment. We have the 18th year of the reign of Zhuangzhang, which is the year of wuxian. We see Wei Ying hiding 2 pots of some drink behind a tree before catching up to Ni Huasong and Jiang Cheng, before later encountering Lan Zan while attempting to sneak them into Guso. And then, all the events from episode 3 to episode 7 take place within this year, it seems. Then we have the 19th year of the reign of Zhuangzhang, the year of Yi Mao, which is apparently the year we're currently in, where the Wen clan has annexed the Wang clan of Runan, the Fu clan of Hedong, and dozens of other clans. And then Wen Zhu burns down the Cloud Recesses, which is Guso, of course. Then we have notes for the 25th year of the reign of Zhuangzhang, the year of Yi Yu, where Wei Ying dies, killed by Jiang Cheng, now leader of the Zhang clan. Wei Ying destroys the Stygian tiger amulet before he dies. Jiang, Jin, Lan, and Ni clans burn the burial mounds to the ground. And sometime prior, most of the Zhang clan was killed due to Wei Wuxian. Sorry, I don't know why I wrote his alternate name all of a sudden. And then lastly, I have written down the 38th year of the reign of Zhuangzhang, because it was labeled 13 years later from the intro, and I'm not exactly sure if that's still part of the reign of Zhuangzhang, but to keep it in line with the calendar I guess, that I currently have, I've labeled it as such. That's when our far future actual present happens, where Wei Ying is summoned into the body of Mo Zhuan Yu in the Mo village, and encounters Jiang Chang, who recognizes him as Wei Wuxian, and Lan Zhan, who brings him back to Guso. So, that is the current calendar of all events that we have currently seen as I understand them, in the chronological order that I understand them in. If Wen Zhu is the eldest son, then why is Wen Chao the heir to the clan? That was a confusing element for me, but it's a question I am keeping on my notes to answer later, I guess. So where was Lan Zishen when his father was killed and the cloud recesses was burning down? It's noted that he wasn't present, and he's not present here when everybody else is. Like, all the important sons, I guess, from all the other clans. Although I guess who would have sent him, right? If he was missing and dad's dead, then the only son present is the only son present to go, right? So I guess that explains that, but not where he went or where he is. I don't recall if I mentioned if Jin Guanshan was alive in the, again, I'm still using present here, not the present of the timeline we're in, but present in the final year, 38th year of the reign of Zhuangzhang, essentially. Where I think I implied that he may be working with the Wen clan. The last time we saw him, what was it, an episode ago? Two episodes ago? When we were doing the archery contest? Due to the suspicious-ass way that he was looking at them and seemingly sucking up to them. But we know from the present that Mo Zhan Yu was his son, so essentially this is a character we're seeing in the present, who in the future his son is going to be inhabited by the soul of our main character. So Yu Ziyuan's attitude is peculiar to me. I would have thought she would have wanted Wei Ying to go to get him out of the way and put him in the line of danger, were any to exist, especially to get Zhang Sheng out of it as well. But she generally seemed opposed to everything being brought up. One contrarian to another, you gotta have a want and you have to aim for it. I mean, I get it, dissatisfied with how your family holds itself, and Feng Ming runs the clan, or sorry, dissatisfied with how Feng Mian runs the clan. But I don't think all this sass is going to course correct anything. Your mother is no match for his mother, after all. I assume implying that Feng Mian had a thing for Wei Ying, Wei Ying's mother, I should say, in the past. As beyond this line, I don't think it was ever implied before. Obviously, it goes some way towards explaining why Wei Ying is here at all. Then again, Ziyuan is building in Jiang Chen an animosity that I'm sure is going to lead towards the eventual confrontation between the two. So I said Jiang Chen, I meant Jiang Chang, obviously. I know I was rallying for them to rise up when the Wen clan gathered them all together to demand their swords, and they immediately seemed cowtailed by the Core Crusher and his reputation of taking down masters. But I still stand by what I said. This was their best opportunity to resist, when they were still armed and gathered together. I understand that the threat isn't to them, but to their clans and their homes. But the reality is that this fight is going to happen at some point in the future, and better to be at your strongest than at your weakest. I mean, unless the plan is to live on your knees under the Wen for the rest of time, in which case do nothing, I guess. Confusingly, despite the fact that the narrator says that Lan Kurin had been fatally injured, which implies death, of course, Ni Huangsing later says seriously wounded, which can imply just about anything. You can fall down some stairs and get seriously wounded. Someone stabbing you in the chest with a sword or something, that's fatally injured. Like, I don't know. It's confusing, that bit. That could just be translation for all I know, though. And my final note here, I guess the thing to look out for this episode will be how the ironware branding hurts Wei Ying, since it was said that it could even damage your meridian points, though I honestly do not know what that means. They went out of their way to indicate that it can do some serious damage to, I guess, whatever the spiritual system that the golden ball thing is connected to. I'm pretty sure you guys told me before, but that might have been before you told me that you guys were also not going to tell me spoilers. So I may have just disregarded it, in which case I apologize. It's just an element of Chinese lore, mythology. I'm sorry, I don't know where to apply this either. That I just know nothing about. That said, though, as I said, we do have comments. So first up, we have Sissy from the Patreon from the episode The Indoctrination. First of all, thank you for your reaction. This is one of my absolute favorite series, and finding a new reactor is quite difficult, especially since the first few episodes are so confusing for anyone unfamiliar with the genre. The first time I watched it, I couldn't tell anyone apart. The characters all have long hair and look similar, and there are far too many names. At least they're all sorted by color. Well, first off, thank you for watching. But also, yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think I said in one of my reactions, looking at the board, that legitimately, to me, the only difference, I think, what's his name? Jishen and, Lan Jishen and Lan Zan, is that one of them, their hair goes under the band, and the other one, the hair goes over the band. I think that was the only difference that I could see. Granted, thankfully, they're consistent about the differences, so you can follow in that part. The series omits many things described in the books, presumably to make them easier to animate and fit into an episode format. However, this means that some information is left out, which an attentive viewer would have appreciated or even needed. But even with this shortcoming, it's a pretty good series with great characters. Many viewers disliked the large time jump at the beginning of this episode, in which Guso's burning is only briefly seen. This is likely because our protagonist, Wei Wuxian, is unaware of the event and only learns about it later in the episode at the Wen camp. Presumably, the intention is for us, the viewers, to be just as shocked as he is. However, more time spent on these elements would definitely have been preferable, as it seems quite abrupt. I would have really liked to see more details about how it happened. See, I guess the confusing part about that is they tell us at the beginning of the episode, and then Wei Wuxian learns about it, like halfway through the episode? I feel like it would be more shocking if we learned it when he learned it, but we had the narrator tell us, but then again, we'd be very confused too, wouldn't we? Because it would be like, why are we all gathered here at the Wen camp? Like, we need the information the narrator tells us, which has the purpose of making it not shocking or confusing when we're suddenly here, like all the first sons or whatever the family sent, right? So I guess one kind of defeats the other. I would also say it's very indicative to me of the same problem I had with Macross Do You Remember Love? In that they start the movie right after one of the biggest events of the entire show. And it's like, why would you skip this? This is insane. The opening song is indeed very long. The one not made for Crunchyroll has much more charm and actually fits the series. This one always feels somewhat out of place. P.S. The character drawing is also very cool. Well, I'll pass that along to the artist, who I know loves that kind of stuff, that kind of feedback. As I said before, I have seen the actual opening before. That's why I was confused when I started doing this. The problem here is that this is the copy I could get my hands on. It's also the copy that best fits the format of what I've got going on here. Every other copy that has the normal opening also has subtitle formatting that doesn't really fit this. I could fix it, but I'd be fixing it for every episode, whereas I can get this in the default format, and all I'm really missing out is something I have to mute on YouTube. So, and not for nothing, I have to talk over anyways. you wouldn't be appreciating it as much, and not for nothing, you can listen to it on your own time. And yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry is all I can say. Next up, we got Sarah Linda from the Patreon, same episode. The fireworks are supposed to be black/gray when they miss the target, but it's not easy to tell in the animation. It was mentioned early in the episode, I think, but doesn't really register because you don't know what they're talking about at that point. Rewatching the first encounter, I think, not sure, that JC's arrows did hit two of the ghost thingies, but were not kill shots in the head. A technicality, definitely, but Wen Chao didn't even come close to the one he missed. I think my problem is that I don't think that Jiang Cheng hit them. There's no indication that he hit them. At least not that I saw. Obviously, as I've already stated, it's been a little while since I watched the episode, so it just seems to me that Jiang Cheng is calling out somebody for something he's also guilty of, but at this point in time, I'm not defending Wen Chao anymore. He was a dick back then, more of a dick now. About the relationship, I meant that you can tell something is off between husband and wife, not exactly why. The why is really complicated, but we can all see immediately that this is not a happy couple. Wei Wuxian, sorry, I've always referred to him by his courtesy/adult name. I know, that's why I'm reading. Same as the last comment. I'm reading what you guys write. I'm not putting my own Wei Ying in there. Can't be the only disciple sent by the Jiang clan because he wouldn't count as a family hostage. Okay, well that explains that. As per my previous note, that I even questioned it myself. Mian Mian longs for Yondu is a play on words from a famous poem, apparently famous in Chinese literature, not just in the world of the story. Okay, I mean, I got the subtext, because even she says play on words, and then the other guy, I guess, explains it for us, and we can see where she's like, I don't long for you, brah, runs off, I get it. The first translation of this episode, back when it first aired, had Jian Chang calling the mean girl maid of slut in the subs, and I've never been able to think of her by any other name. Yeah, I mean, she's using what she's got, and it's clearly working on Wen Chao, because he's willing to overlook other girls the moment she's in the frame to just be with her, right? And to be fair, she's just a maid, by their own admission, a maid of the Wen clan. So, presumably, if he was trying to improve his position in any specific way, you'd think he might be going after the daughters of the other clans. Not that that would do you anything, considering that you're trying to subjugate every other clan. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a very confusing situation. But you put that out there, and all I think of is what was it? Slut and bitch from Shield Hero. The problem with attacking Wen Chao, or letting him die accidentally, even when he seems totally outnumbered and vulnerable, is that his father would use it as an excuse to wipe out your entire clan. It doesn't matter if his father cares about him, it would damage the clan's reputation, and Fire Lord Ozai, I mean Wen Ruhan, lol, they seem very similar, already punished the Lan clan for nonsense reason. It might be very satisfying in the moment, though. Yeah, I said the same thing in my previous notes. I get that it's your entire family and your home that's in danger if you act out here, but at the same time, it's got to start somewhere, right? If you don't stand up now, you're only going to get weaker. So, and I understand the element that he probably doesn't care about his son. As per the beginning of the episode, where he's crouching at the door begging forgiveness from his father, and his father's like, this is what we're going to do. Clearly, he cares more about his elder son, who he sent out to actually do the shit that I guess he doesn't think that Wen Chao can do. Then why is Wen Chao the heir, and the other son, the elder son, isn't? I know most people reading subs don't really hear the actual foreign language words most of the time, other than nani and baka in Japanese. In fact, I will say this, literally I just brought up 2 lessons the other day when regarding Fate Stay Night, Oni-chan. Because she says something different in the translation, and I'm like, she said Oni-chan. I mean, they are related. Anyway, in fact, so many reactors keep mispronouncing names that are said over and over and over again, not you in particular, probably me in particular, that I've given up yelling at the screen. Just listen to them say it, ha ha ha. It's not a big deal. I take an interest in the languages themselves when I watch/listen, enough to pick up certain words, pronunciations, and cadences. Plus, some of the original words/phrases have cultural meanings that don't translate exactly. So I like to dig deeper, read all the footnotes/glossaries in books, etc. I guess my thing is also the element of not knowing when a particular word is being said. Here's the thing. The order of words being said is not always the order of the words appearing in the sub, right? Sorry, I don't know how to phrase this because I don't know the exact language-specific words to throw out there. They might start with a description of a thing and then end on a proper noun, whereas the translation will start with the proper noun and then go to the description. The ways the sentences are structured is not the same as the way that I'm hearing them, or I'm sorry, not the way that I'm seeing them. So I don't know specifically which words I'm waiting for or hearing to know what I should be listening for to pick up on certain words. And when you say cadences, that's specifically...
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Usually, not this show, but other shows, I'll watch and react in, say, Japanese or whatever, and then I will rewatch to take my notes in English. One, that lets me listen to both versions of the show to see what I like better, pick out differences, etc. But I can also better understand character emotion when it's said in my own native language, right? So I guess I'm kind of slacking on the foreign language aspect. Again, not on this show. I don't have an English translation for this show. It would be either watching this in Chinese or Japanese, and doesn't really behoove me to watch it in Japanese the second time. There's nothing really changed there. So I react to this in Chinese, and then I rewatch it for notes in Chinese. So, yeah. And you don't have to pull punches. I know I'm bad at names. I'm bad at names in Japanese anime, let alone Chinese donghua. So, donghua is probably the only word I think I'm saying right, and someone's going to come along and say, actually, no, you're saying that wrong too. It is what it is. I'm probably saying English words wrong all the time. So, no, nothing I can do about it. Anyway, those have been the comments. We've gone through the board. We've done my notes. So nothing left to do but to hop on in and see what we get from this episode. It's kind of like a dinosaur more than anything. Right, the answer of what's going to happen when Wei Ying gets hit by this. Branded by the Wen clan. Idiots, we're already gonna fight to the death. Remember, we spent all day getting ready for this hunt, and the dude's still utterly unprepared. I say we. He was here to hunt it. Red for emergency?
云梦将士子弟带头叛乱，其余玄门子弟为虎作伥。给我抽调人手，围住木西山。如有逃出，格杀勿论。是。
I'm assuming Moxie Mountain is the camp we were just at before when they took our swords away. Because I don't believe I remember that name.
被封死了，这对狗男女真是干得出来。
Honestly, I was confused because I thought you did that while you were chasing after him.
那我们被困在这儿了，啊，还和一只食人的妖兽一起。行了，警长，别吓了。
Ni Song was not prepared for any of this ever.
对不起，都是因为我你才受伤。
别哭了，是我挨烫又不是你挨烫，难不成还我哄你啊？你哄一哄我好不好？这是
香囊里有些药材，你看能不能用上？
我看看。
Is he gonna have a secondary love outside of his adopted sister? That sounded more weird than I thought when I was saying it.
没法出去了，唯一的出路都被堵死了。不是唯一的，洞中没有枫树，这潭中的枫叶却是新落的。悬崖下方，小溪两岸，正是一片枫林。潭底很可能有洞，与外界的水源相通。
Oh, I was confused for a second because we've seen Wei Ying use leaves as like focuses or something so long.
趁这机会，你去后面，我探前面。
I didn't realize he was indicating towards where the exit might be.
哪回不是有第一？
And they have not focused on the element of he got branded like at all. God, that thing is fucking big.
尸泥都结构了，这怪物究竟吃了多少人？
I don't know if he actually. Oh, man, I don't say I don't know if you'd be worried about making a noise underwater. Underwater would be the safest place to make noise, I would think.
怎么还没点动静？到底行不行？要是云梦江氏的子弟都不行。
I mean, mostly because this thing seems to be like an amphibious creature, more so than a completely underwater creature.
小心后面！
How the hell were they expecting to fight this thing? Stone-like skin, that's not good either.
怎么样？有发现吗？没有，真赶江城那边了。
No, I was gonna say if there's like a bunch of corpses down here, this might be the inspiration for some of that demonic cultivation. I was confused for a second. I thought Jiang Cheng suddenly developed fire powers.
江城，有渡口没？有，能过。好极了，天府镇支撑不了太久。大家听好，跟紧江城，下水出动。
Of course, as we know, if they do get out of here, there's a Wen clan standing guard to kill them. Sushi, you little bitch. Or he's the one who was going to hand over her to the Wen clan because they demanded it. I did not expect that, I'll be honest. I was calling him a bitch, and I was feeling bad because I was like, oh, this is his redemption arc. He's gonna shoot the monster. Shot Wei Ying as a sacrifice so that they could escape. You're not supposed to pull it out, that's more damage. You're supposed to push it through, break it, and then pull through. This is the darkest episode we've had yet. By dark, I mean visually without light. Branded, shot. Definitely a low point for our boy Wei Ying. Makes us feel better. Then you suck.
怎么办？洞口被堵死，洞里还有个可怕的妖兽。
求援吧，分头求援。
求援？哼，一个都跑不掉。杀！
Well, fuck. Oh, Lanzan did not abandon us. Is that an arm or he's got him by the broken leg? Leg, okay. Also very confusing because in the future it looked like he was walking fine. Unless I just completely missed that. Oh, I thought he was going to use the same thing he used against the zombies. Yeah, I might have to go back and rewatch the episode, like, what was it? Episode 2? To see how he walks, because clearly he's got to have something up with his legs in the future. Also, Wei Ying discovers, like, healing shit. I don't know what exists in this world, so.
你紧张什么？你这腿在我手里就得废了。啊！绵绵说里边有药材，你看看有没有能用的。
有请，可以止血剧毒。
想不到还真派上了大用场，回去可得好好感谢他。
真不是好好骚扰他。
这什么话？这种事我做才不是骚扰呢，只有长成温巢那个油腻腻的样子才叫骚扰。药给我。
几只疼痛，下次便不要莽撞。
These two are like the odd couple.
我不也没办法吗？绵绵一个女孩子，脸上要是烙上印。
That's always the way, isn't it? Like Bert and Ernie. There's always a happy-go-lucky one and a very serious one.
药材没有多少，不要浪费了。我的伤不碍事，你的腿才需要好生治治。
你现在身上这东西，也是一辈子都去不掉了。
男人嘛，留个疤算什么？
Scars are cool. Does it have,
占这倔脾气。
does it have another condition?
哎，布条不够了，借你木偶一用。
英，你干什么？
哎，你这人，木偶再金贵，能有你的腿重要？快拿来！
会赢。
好了，你血吐出来了。
Sorry, I just don't know what the hell's going on there.
西边的时候，就算你别硬撑。
Like, does he have internal wounds, or are they indicating he's been
知
poisoned?
道你们姑苏蓝氏最讲究仪表，没想到扯个木鹅，真能把你气成这样。蓝湛，你这人怎么这样啊？我们好歹也是共过生死了，扯你个木鹅你就打我，你的木鹅到底是有多金贵？
Also, even though his vestment thing there is wide open, the burn mark should be like right there. You should be able to see it.
多谢。
This might be insanity, but I kind of wish he had jumped in front of the branding iron in front of Lanzan and not her.
不干掉他，
I think this would be just a little bit more impactful if he had been protecting him.
这妖兽外皮虽硬，颈下却有一圈鳞片较软，
那从此处攻克，
得手极难。此妖兽并非寻常凡物，乃是凶兽，屠戮玄武。
屠戮玄武。
古籍有载，400年前，岐山曾现凶兽屠戮玄武作乱，龟蛇合体，形似玄武神兽，却实是生人。曾有修士结盟斩杀无辜，你我又皆有伤。
那现在
And it explains all the dead bodies,
快搬到救兵了。
skeletons on its shell.
但江城他们没有仙剑，恐怕我们需要多等个3、4天。
等不到的。云深不知处已经烧了。
Well, not the library. As far as we know, you saved that, didn't you?
人都还在吧？
Ah, hell.
父亲快不在了，
It's been a month.
失踪了。
He should be dead. He's been fatally wounded for a month.
那个蓝湛，
闭嘴。魏婴，你这个人真的很讨厌。
Yes, but we are friends.
3天，休养3天，若无人来援，
咱们被干掉那个四不像的鬼东西。
I mean, you're also without food for 3 days. Sorry, did we lose everyone else? Am I just marking everyone else dead? Nah, there's no way. As timid as Nihon Swang is, I doubt we just lost him to arrow fire.
刘显，
Sushi? Fuck that guy. You lose him to whatever. Certainly this is not the lead up to Jiang Shang. Well, maybe they go and kill everybody when Jiang Shang's gone and he rallies everybody else and blames Wei Ying for all this.
只是这个凶手缩在壳里，你腿上又未愈。哎，有了！
Are you hoping to lure him when he pushes his head up? Just will cut his own head off?
咱们兵分两路，我去把这个家伙引上来。
小心。
Yeah, it's fucking creepy. I think it's the underwater element that makes it all that much creepier.
什么东西？
Oh, I don't know. I imagine it's resentment. Oh no, it's Frostmourne. Well, like I said before, I was hoping the whole demonic cultivation thing would come about during this. Oh. I recognize they're flowing into him. Obviously, I don't know what that actually means. Tainted? He's being tainted? I'm assuming he's stabbing him from the inside of the mouth. Oh, okay, but that's for them to circus performer their way across. Man, I think if you're already on the inside, you're already at the weak point. You just go ahead and stab it anywhere. Basically what I thought was going to happen. Just with more effort from them, less effort from it. And hopefully not the section of neck that he was in. Now, is this going to be a section where Lanzan also witnessed Wei Ying do, demonic arts, or whatever you call it? Same way Jiang Shang did? Well, there goes Frostmourne. Don't cliffhanger me. Ah, fuck. That was a really good episode. That covered a lot. You know, I'm gonna say this. I don't so much care about the 400-year-old creature that is the slaughterer of... I forgot the name. I care about the element that when Chao got out and was like, kill anybody that gets out, and then people got out, and he was like, fucking kill them. And now the fate of at least, I'm going to say 2 people that we care about is up in the air. I mean, we saw Jian Chang get away. I do not give a shit about Sushi. That asshole tried to sacrifice a woman and then shot Wei Ying in the arm, so fuck him. Lee Han Song, I mean, he's a timid son of a bitch, but he's our friend, and we care about our friends, and I'm hoping he didn't die to arrow fire. I don't know how he would have defended himself, but, you know. And I'm sorry, I forgot her name, Lu something. Mian Mian, we'll say. You know, kind of hoping nothing happened to her, but to be honest, we only just kind of met her, so it doesn't seem likely that for any reason a bunch of people that we know would die and that she would survive. Otherwise, emotional moments between Lan Zhan and Wei Ying, but of course, you know, you'd have to force them into a cavern together for 3 days in isolation for that shit to happen. I love the self-sacrifice by Wei Ying, and I don't mean him possibly drowning to death, because obviously, as per the first couple of episodes, we know he doesn't die here. But, I mean, the element throwing himself in front of the branding iron, again, that was last episode, him getting shot in the arm. Essentially, him putting himself out there to help everybody else escape, and willing to be left behind. I guess more so the element that it's expressed in front of Lan Zhan, so that Lan Zhan's opinion of him might shift away from what it was when he first pulled the headband off. Obviously, we could also lean back to what he was like in Gusu, but I mean more so the anger that we know that Lan Zhan felt against him when he pulled the headband off back during the archery tournament. I'm glad that's being turned around. As I said, I'm going to have to go back and relook at, I think, what was it, episode 2, the end of episode 2? Oh, he was riding a thing, wasn't he? And then, I think, every time we saw him in, again, I don't know what to call it, the future present, he was flying on something, wasn't he? I think, and then when we saw him on the ground, he was just standing still. So there might not be any element really to look at to analyze if his leg is just fucked in the future or not. Anyway, it's a thought in my mind. Still, what happened to his brother? He doesn't know, up in the air. Still very confused about how this guy his dad got mortally wounded a month ago, and has moved on to critically injured, but not dead. So, yeah, and, you know, he's looking at the thing, and it's like, what is that? And it's like resentment, because that's the whole thing that we've covered so far, is what happens when all of these dead souls get together. And I have to assume them crowding into his golden ball, again, whatever that's called, whatever that's named, has to be effectively what cultivation means, right? So he has, well, maybe that's demonic cultivation. Maybe we just saw it for the first time. We've seen him use demonic spells or whatever before. That's what Jiang Chang witnessed during the zombie thing. But this might actually be the first case of demonic cultivation. Now, what that gets him, I guess the ability to fire red beams, I don't know. That is for the show to tell us, and of course, as we've already covered before, sometimes they're just things that the show will not tell us. It expects us to know Chinese mythology because this is made for a Chinese audience. And the fact that I am an ignorant American cannot, nothing I can do about that. Now, some of you out there are probably saying, well, just don't be so ignorant. Well, we are what we are. So yeah, so far, I think I would say this is probably second best episode. I think the first episode's hard to beat because it's basically a double-length episode. I think it was like 40-something minutes, 47 minutes, something like that. And it kind of sets the groundwork for what we're going to be doing. And I don't know. For some reason, I like the crazy look of Mo. God damn it, I can't remember anyone's names. Mo's on you or whatever it was. I like his crazy raccoon eye look. So I don't know. And so I say second best and paused because there's some elements of his time at Gosu that I really liked. Maybe like the episode before the zombie stuff, because we had a real meaningful interaction with Lanzan there before everything goes south at the archery contest. But I don't know. I'm gonna say second best for now, because again, I do really appreciate the emotional connection that seemed to form there between Lanzan and Wei Ying. It feels like the start of something. I could see this going somewhere. That said, though, nothing else really popping out at me here other than, again, my eternal hatred now for Sushi and the hope that he died here and that we'll never see him again. So yeah, I guess that's where we're going to leave it until next time, where I come back with more notes and board updates. I guess maybe we couldn't question marks on people that we don't know their fate yet, so until then, once again, I have been Theta, this has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?